Hello everyone, today I want to talk about how to manifest abundance by recognizing all 5 forms of it. If you still do not have the money you want in your bank account, I am here to help you, to give you new ideas, to help speed up the manifestation of bringing abundance into your life. So, you might not know this, but there are actually several forms of abundance that the universe will give you on your life path, especially if you are following your bliss, as is recommended by so many wise people. Follow your bliss and abundance will follow automatically as a side effect. But if you are pursuing abundance directly, it's really important that you recognize all 5 forms. There's probably more than 5 forms, honestly, but these are the ones that I could come up with. Some of this is based on the ideas of an entity that is channeled named Bashar. So there is somebody named Daryl Anka who channels an entity called Bashar. Some of these forms are from what I've learned from him, but then I thought up a few others, so it's kind of a mix. So I just want to give credit where credit is due. This is coming from someone from the future that is being channeled through a channeler. So really, really cool information if you are into that kind of stuff. Someone that's very wise, that is in a different dimension and understands how reality works, the law of attraction works, manifestation. So Bashar's definition of abundance is doing what you want to do when you want to do it. I think that's what it is. Just let that sink in. That is his version of what abundance is. Doing what you want to do when you want to do it. That is so different than billions of dollars. Basically, it's another way of saying you're free to do what you want to do whenever you want. And really, that's what you want. That is what money can give you. So realize what you're actually going for is freedom, okay? It's a form of freedom, and money is going to enable you to have this freedom. But the other forms of abundance can bring you this too. So recognize and embrace all forms. And once you can recognize all the different forms of abundance, it will help you on your path, and it will help you make your next decisions, because you'll recognize that the universe is giving, so that it will put you in the receiving mindset. So it'll be easier for you to receive other forms of abundance like money in your bank, but it will also instill gratitude in you, which is very powerful. The universe loves gratitude, and gratitude is a strong antidote to negative emotions that, you know, throughout your day can come up. As soon as you feel grateful, they disappear. It literally is like a magical mental antidote to so many struggles, mental struggles that you can have. So always have gratitude in your back pocket. And when you can recognize these 5 forms of abundance, it will give you more opportunities to feel grateful to the universe and to everything that's coming into your life to give you abundance. Okay, so let's go through the 5 forms of abundance. The first form, of course, is monetary. It's money. So money in the bank, that's pretty obvious, right? So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. The next form is abundance in the form of receiving gifts from people. People might not necessarily give you cash, even though cash is king. They might give you physical gifts, mental gifts, gifts of love, support, wisdom. Accept all these gifts. Recognize that this is another form of abundance that the universe is trying to give to you, and realize that when you are trying to manifest something in your life, it might actually not come the way you want it to come. So I'll give you an example. I lived in a small town. I liked this town. I like small towns. I didn't mind it myself, but the school system in this town was not ideal for raising children. It just wasn't very well funded. There were a lot of behavioral issues. I just did not feel comfortable raising my children and allowing them to go to this school every day. I wanted better for them. I'm not trying to throw shade on this town at all and focus on the negative. I wanted to focus on what I could give to my kids, giving them the best opportunity that they could have, giving them the best education, public education, and surrounding them with peers that were focused on bettering themselves, on learning, on just more positive things than what seemed to be going on in these schools. I don't want to get into too much detail, but I'm sure you know what I mean. It was a rougher school. I always dreamed of leaving this town, moving away from this town, moving into some house in a place that had a better school system. So I would often visualize me leaving this place. And the way that I thought it would go down was my YouTube would explode and I would just be rich and I would just be able to leave. And that is the way that I planned it out, right? But of course the universe has a different plan, which I'm learning. And I did end up moving out of this town, but it was because my brother bought a house in a completely different part of the country, actually, very far away from this town that I moved from. But it had a way better school system and a way better vibe than the town that I used to live in. And he offered for myself and my children to move in with him because it was a pretty big house and he had a lot of room. So my brother and I get along really, really well. We've lived together before, we're very close. And I recognized that this was a gift from the universe, giving me what I actually wanted, what I really was visualizing, just not in the way that I thought I would get it. So I accepted this gift from the universe. And my kids, especially my daughter, have really made a total 360 in their personality and everything. And it's amazing. And I feel good that I was able to make this dream come true, just not in the way that I thought. The next form of abundance is synchronicities. Yes, synchronicities. Sometimes the universe gives you what you need, not in the form of money. It just literally gives you what you need somehow, and it's really quite magical the way that this can happen. I find that this happens when it's something you need that you're not necessarily too attached to. You have that air of detachment. So I'm going to give you 2 examples of how this played out in my own life. So every night I wash my face, I put toner on and moisturizer. This is a typical girly routine for skincare. And I actually happened to be running out of toner. So I was like, oh, I need to order more toner online. And the next day I got a beauty box, which it's like a monthly box that you get that comes with all these different samples from different companies just to try. And in that box was toner. It was exactly what I needed. And I thought that was so weird, but also kind of magical. It was just like a confirmation that the universe really is listening sometimes. Even though it was a small thing, it still was the universe's way of giving me exactly what I needed. Exactly what I needed. And it was more so I set the intention out, and it was like in such a detached way. Like I knew for sure that no matter what, I'd get toner, whether or not I had to pay for it. But the universe just gifted it to me because I was so certain of it. So these little things could be lessons for you to manifest much bigger things in your life, the kind of mindset you have to be in, right? Another example is my lawnmower broke. And I was like, oh my gosh, lawnmowers are so expensive. I guess I'm gonna have to pay someone for now to mow the lawn until I can save up the money to buy a new lawnmower because I don't know how to fix it. And in passing, I mentioned this to my friend that I'm gonna buy a new lawnmower. And she said, my brother knows how to fix that. Why don't you just pay him to fix it? What? I had no idea. And literally the next day, her brother showed up with a truck, picked up the lawnmower and fixed it, and I had it within a couple days fixed. And it was just like, came out of nowhere, just the way, it was just a weird synchronicity. And that was the universe giving me exactly what I needed. This has happened in so many other ways in my life. I would need certain things, like I'd need a place or something to work out in a certain way, and it always would somehow. It was just very strange. And if you start keeping track of your synchronicities, you really will see how truly abundant the universe is and how much it really is giving you exactly what you need to do what you want to do when you want to do it. The next form of abundance is information. Sometimes it's not money you need, it's actually information to solve whatever problem you want to solve in your life. So another example of this in my life is I struggled with very severe acne from the age of 15 to, I'm gonna say 25 or 26. I had pretty bad acne. It really took a toll on my self-esteem. Every day I would wake up and look in the mirror and just be sad because I didn't like what I saw. And it, you know, anybody who struggled with acne, it is a struggle. And so I just started writing in my journal affirmations that I have clear skin, I have clear skin. This is also known as scripting, where you write down the reality that you want to experience. And I don't know why I did this, but I just started doing it after every entry and imagining clear skin and just really visualizing it and knowing that somehow I would figure out a way to get clear skin. And lo and behold, when you go down the YouTube rabbit hole, I discovered benzoyl peroxide, which completely cured my acne in 3 days. So anybody struggling with acne, try benzoyl peroxide out. And then I discovered retin A, and that was even more of a leveling up. And now I clearly don't have any acne issues. And actually it improved my skin to a better state than it was even before I got acne. So I actually got better skin from manifesting and from the universe giving me the abundance of information, the right information that I needed. So that's a powerful story, and I'm sure that you can think in your life of different instances where you needed a certain piece of information and the universe somehow shed light on it. And it was just what you needed to know. That is another form of abundance. The last form of abundance, and I think that this is the most powerful form of abundance, and that's because everyone has access to it at any time they want. That is mental abundance. When you visualize and you manifest and you go into a place where you want to go, where your dreams are all true and you're living your dreams and you're the highest version of yourself, when you close your eyes, or even if your eyes are open and you see that place in your mind, I want you to understand that that place is real. That is a real place. It's just on a different dimension in a parallel reality. That's amazing. That is amazing. If you can imagine it in your mind, it exists somewhere in a different dimension. So when you close your eyes and visualize, you are quite literally traveling to this other parallel reality where you're as abundant as you want to be, where you're at the beach, where you have the job you love, where you look the best you can look. This place is real and you can access it anytime you want. And isn't that a beautiful reality? Take advantage of this abundance in the spirit realm. You know, it's a wonderful gift. And when you realize that you can go there anytime you want, you can be having a terrible day. What I do is I put my favorite music on that gets me in a really, positive vibration, and close my eyes and I imagine this place because I know it's real and I know that I can bring it in to this reality. Don't ever forget that. That is the most important form of abundance, the abundance that you can access through your spirit self. It's so incredibly important. So don't forget these 5 forms of abundance. Look out for them in your life. Keep an abundance journal of all of the forms so that you can see how the universe talks to you and recognize when it's trying to guide you in certain ways. And when it gives you abundance, that's kind of the universe's way of saying, hey, you're going the right way. You're on the right path. Because the path of least resistance will give you the most abundance. Okay, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. May you manifest all of the abundance that you have a birthright to. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.